Hi, this is Kamera, my first few minutes with God, day 37, Exodus chapter 22 through 24. God gave Moses regulations to teach the children of Israel. And you'll see it's mainly about justice, how to teach them to live a life of justice, righteousness, how to be fair and honest with one another, how to show kindness to one another. In one instance, he mentions how to treat people who steal, how to treat thieves, and how to how to treat people's property. If something happens to someone's property at your hands, whether it's intentional or by accident, what should be done. He teaches them how to treat virgins, how to, if someone treats a virgin a certain type of way, how does she be dealt with, how that virgin should be treated. He teaches them if someone has sex with an animal, or if they're involved in sorcery or idol worship, how they should be put to death. And the kind part of how we should treat widows and orphans. Now, there are some things we're not going to agree with what God allowed to happen and so forth, like the slaves. We're not going to agree. There are times, I'm telling you, as I read the Bible of the Old Testament, I was offended, and I took it to God because He is the one who allowed it to happen, and He told them how to treat them fairly. But yeah, if you have a problem with anyone, you take it to him. That's how I felt. And if God was the one who allowed this to happen, I took it to Him, and He had to give me peace and deal with those things. Don't just shut God down just because you don't agree with Him. Take it to Him. And I find when you do that, it builds your relationship with God. You're allowing Him to deal with you on that. He teaches the children of Israel how to worship God, how to honor God with their offerings, and also how to deal with their land, how to take care of their lands. And He teaches them how God tells them to pay attention to his instructions. And each year you must celebrate those 3 festivals that were to honor God. He tells them how to bring the first and best of their harvest, and that's hard for people to give their best and first to God. But that right there, guys, is all about faith and obedience. And so God says if He's sending an angel to protect them and to lead them safely in their journey. I love that because that reminds me of our life journey, how God is ahead of us as well, protects us and leads us, and that we should serve God only. He says, I will bless and protect you, and you'll have full lives. He also says that He's going to deal with our enemies as well. He'll put terror in our enemies. Yeah, He says, don't get involved with serving idols. They will lead you. It's a trap to idolatry, so you have to be careful, guys. God also have Moses to write down everything that He told him into a book. And he wrote everything into this book. The next day he builds this altar at the foot of the mountain. And this altar, he has some young men to present this offering, the sacrificial offering to God. Moses takes half of the blood from those animals and sprinkles it on the altar. And after reading the book, and the children of Israel agreed to the new covenant, Moses sprinkled the rest of the blood from the animal on the children of Israel as a agreement to the new covenant. Isn't that something? So he splashed that blood on these people, declaring this blood confirms the new covenant. And so then Moses, some elders, and Aaron, they go up the mountain. They actually seized God, and they sat and ate in the presence of God. God did not kill them. But then He has Moses to go up a little bit further. So Moses tell Aaron and her, they're in charge as Moses goes to be with the Lord. Him and Joshua will continue the journey up the mountain. Isn't that something? And so God tells Moses that He's going to write this covenant on some stone tablets. They said that Moses stayed on that mountain 40 days and 40 nights. Isn't that something? Lord, help us to receive what You want us to get out of Your message. Help us to accept it and receive it, and to be Your holy nation the way You want us to be. In the name of Jesus. Guys, that's day 37, Exodus chapter 22 through 24. You have a God-filled, blessed day.